Everything you're seeing right now, from the motion graphics, the transitions, the animations, was all done with Claude Code and Remotion. I gave Claude a boring talking head video with dead air, misspoken sentences, and 0 edits. Then it cleaned the audio, added pro-level transitions, and overlaid my screen with premium motion graphics. But Opus 5 over-delivered by adding B-roll, Vox-style animations, sound effects, and camera zooms. So in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. And then I'm gonna show you how you can build an AI side hustle that earns you $2,500 per client just by editing their videos with AI. So here's exactly how to do it, my friends. You're really only connecting 3 pieces of software as the foundation, but it's not just plugging them into each other and then boom, you have an AI editor. Although it kinda is. You need Claude Code, or Codex if you prefer, that's fine too, Remotion, and WhisperX. And as you're seeing on my screen, it's just a project folder that lives in my documents with some Python programming that tells each program how to speak to each other. Claude Code is the master editor who directs the whole project, and Claude uses Remotion to create all of the motion graphics, timing, and transitions, just like you'd see with traditional editing software. Remotion is basically a programmable video editor that uses React, which is the same technology used to build websites. But instead of manually dragging clips around, Claude can create animations, captions, layouts, and effects with code. Then Remotion renders everything into real MP4 videos, so Claude is using Remotion in the same way you would use CapCut or another video editing software. Then there's WhisperX, which is your audio editor. It basically stamps your words so it can give Claude a proper timeline to follow when adding the motion graphics in Remotion. For example, you're seeing an animated graph on my screen right now about uploading 3 tutorial videos per week to grow YouTube viewership. That animated graph is showing because WhisperX tells Claude what is being said and when. So this lets Claude create an animation that goes with the spoken words, and that's how you build trust with viewers. You take what is said and match it with what is seen. And all of that is pretty simple, but the part that takes some setting up is curating and editing templates and animations. For example, look at how I glide in a certain direction when I'm making a point. You could wing it and just tell Claude to create the entire video for you, but I don't recommend it. It's worth you taking the time to instruct it. So when I was first programming my engine, I would tell Claude to design a way for my avatar to gently glide to the left. Then I tell Claude to make sure there's enough space so we could include a flowchart, animated graph, or a Vox style animation. But every time I let Claude just wing it for me, I got mixed results. Some were good, but your creativity is way more powerful than AI. So here's exactly how to create the Vox style layering animations with your own taste. You're prompting Claude to keep 3 things in mind: a background image, a set of midground images, and a set of foreground images. This is what gives that layered 3D effect that we all love. For example, to recreate something similar to the opening layered animation where I mentioned motion graphics, the transitions, and the animations, you tell Claude something like this. Create a 3D layered, Vox-inspired animated scene. The background should have a rotating sun with sun rays and clouds and birds that fly onto the screen from the left and the right. The midground should have 3 animations that match my script and are perfectly timed to the spoken words of motion graphics, transitions, and animations. The foreground imagery should feel like an outside workstation in a minimalist tropical setting. Sometimes Claude or Codex will nail it and you'll have no changes, and other times it gets close and you just need to make a few tweaks. Now, the other way to get stylistic animations is to search YouTube for a style you like, then get the link to that video and feed it to Claude. Then tell Claude to study the video frame by frame and recreate the animation style from the motion graphics to the timing. It will get you a draft that you can update and modify for your engine. So here's an example of how that works. I follow a guy on YouTube named Chris Moran, and he does an excellent job of breaking down how to edit videos in the Vox style. He does it with Adobe, but I want AI to do it, so I found this short where he broke down a Vox edit that has a short 3-point intro card. Then I took the link to that short, put it into Codex, and asked Codex to recreate it in Remotion. It got pretty close after some back and forth, and once it got close enough, I had Codex save it as a template so I could reuse it for other videos. Here's the original. Here's the recreation in Remotion. And that's what it all comes down to, guys. You find animations you like and ask Claude or Codex to help you recreate them in Remotion. It's just that Claude is doing the editing so you can focus on the visuals. And if you'd rather skip all of the boring setup, you can just get my engine in my school with the link in the description. I meet every week with my group to train them how to use it and how to sell AI editing services that earn you $2,500 per client. And I'll talk more about that in a second. I also add new transitions, motion graphics, and other animations regularly so you can use it to upgrade your engine. And I recently updated the training so you can create YouTube shorts and reels with it. In fact, I started testing it with my second channel and it's already got more subscribers than my main channel. This is freaking cool, and honestly, it's really fun to do too, which is important if you want to sell this as a service. So if we haven't met yet, and I guess I should have introduced myself at the beginning, but I get a little nervous on video. I'm Ryan, and I've helped my clients earn a collective $2 million by using AI to craft, market, and sell offers. I first started doing this by selling GPT packages on LinkedIn and just recently started on YouTube. So welcome to my channel. I sold automations for $2,500 and scaled to $200K in about 90 days back when they first came out in 2024. So I'm more than confident that you can do the same thing with AI editing. And then from 2024 to today, AI content automations continue to crush it for me. So I created my school community to teach you how to do the same. Now you can really sell this in two ways. First, whether you build it from scratch or use mine, you can promote your services by using the automation on your videos. So your offer doubles as your marketing engine, which is pretty meta if you think about it. For example, look how I started the video you're watching now. I said, everything you're seeing right now, from the motion graphics, the transitions, and the animations, was all done with Claude Code and Remotion. This means every video you create is a demo of your services. So people will see how good your editing is and inquire about your service, but make sure to get targeted with it too. For example, don't just sell generalized AI editing services because it's a race to the bottom with super low hourly rates with people on Fiverr and Upwork. But get super specific with it, like AI video editing for luxury real estate agents who need to sell their listings fast. And this sounds crazy, but it's actually easier to sell at higher rates like $2,500 per month than lower rates like $100 per hour. It just depends on who you're targeting. People who buy hourly rates always look for the cheapest possible person, but real business owners care less about price and more about craft. Think about that. If a luxury real estate agent or even a normal real estate agent has 5 home listings and they sell even one with your service, they've more than covered the cost. These professionals equate expensive with quality, but low cost with cheap. Plus, they will see you as the person who saved them a ton of time from video editing. You can do this for roofers, plumbers, HVAC, online entrepreneurs, basically any established business owner, because business owners need content. And one last point, because you'll love this. Some people will want the one-time installation, but others will want you to install it and run it for them. So you could charge a $2,500 installation fee and then $2,500 per month for ongoing content services. Or you could add a 3-month package incentive that reduces the price to $19.97 if they commit to 3-month increments, because this lets you stabilize monthly income. And if you only got 5 clients doing that, it's more than 120 grand per year. You see how that works? Not freaking bad, dude. There's a little more to it, and it usually raises questions, and that's why I created my school community, so we can build together every day. Okay, guys, to make this easier, I put the repos for Remotion and WhisperX in the description if you want to build this yourself. Just tell Claude Code or Codex you want to build a content engine project on your computer so AI can edit your videos. Then give it the repo links and tell it to build an end-to-end video process with Remotion for rendering and WhisperX for audio editing. With some simple back and forth with Claude, you'll have an engine that will let you produce all kinds of content for you and people who need video editing. If you'd rather skip ahead, I put my school link in the description. And if you want another example of how this works, watch this video next. See you next time.